Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you another one of my favorite bass solos of all time. Last week we had the unstoppable funk of Vincent Garcia, but this week I've got a very different video to show you that's just as amazing in its own way. I thought we could watch it together, I'll break down why it works so well, and then at the end we'll see if I can play along with it. Okay, so this is a cover of Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton, and we can already hear that it's going to have a very different feel from the original. It's a little bit faster and it has a really nice swing feel to it. A straight feel sounds like this, whereas a swing feel sounds like this. This arrangement is actually by Jeff Berlin, but in this video, Kinga Glick is playing it really beautifully, pretty much note for note. So Jeff's choice to use a swing feel definitely makes it feel a little bit more light-hearted and groovy. Okay, so Jeff's added in loads of notes and licks that are not in the original song. But even with all these extra notes, if you've heard the original song, you know exactly what song he's playing because he's still keeping a lot of those main melodic notes from the original, but just adding in a lot of notes and licks that were not there in the first place. He absolutely loves using these bluesy licks which sound bluesy because they use the minor third even though we're in a major key. For example, this lick sounds really bluesy. But if it didn't include the minor third, it wouldn't sound quite as cool. Versus. One thing Kinga does really nicely is use dynamics. She really accents certain notes so that they pop out and make things more interesting, and then plays the other notes pretty quietly so that it creates more of a contrast. This is actually something I talk about in the Victor Wooten lesson in my Mastering the Masters course. He uses dynamics so well to make the backbeat come through really powerfully when he's playing slap bass lines. Right now you can actually get half off the course if you just tap the link in the description, so if you want to take your playing to the next level, just make sure to tap that link before midnight tonight. These intervals here are called sixths, and they sound really nice on bass. Because bass is primarily in a low register, it's often better to use wider intervals like sixths because narrow intervals often end up sounding kind of muddy and unclear, especially if you use them in the low register. Wow, that's a really jazzy lick, and Kinga uses some really nice articulation to make it sound extra smooth. She plays it something like this. Watch my right hand. I actually didn't pluck most of those notes. My left hand was doing most of the work with hammer-ons, pull-offs, and slides. Check it out. This sounds so much smoother than if you just forgot about articulation and plucked every single note like this. Wow, that's such a nice lick to end the phrase. It's always a good idea to save your most flashy and awesome licks for a high impact moment like the end of a section. This one starts off by running up and down a B minor pentatonic. And then these two little chords that are in the original song. And then finally we end with a good old bluesy lick. Using that minor third again. You've also got to make sure you hit those bends at the end of that lick because they just sound so good. Like I said, Jeff loves using those bluesy sounds in this arrangement. I love bluesy sounds, so I love this solo a lot. This is actually a very busy arrangement. There are some parts where he's not really leaving any space at all, but because he's jumping around so much in the register constantly, it doesn't really sound like it's just one instrument. So instead of sounding like an overly busy bass solo, it just sounds like he's playing every single part of the band. But that's enough talk for one video. It's time to see if I can play along with this beautiful performance. Kinga is playing along with Jeff, and now I'm playing along with both of them, so we have 3 basses going at once. Let's see if 3 basses is finally enough bass for one song. Okay, yeah, I think 3 basses still isn't quite enough, but we're getting closer. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, you can get half off my course if you tap the link below before midnight. Go and check out Kinga Glick's YouTube channel because she's an awesome bassist, and you can hear the original version of this solo if you go to Jeff Berlin's Spotify. And if for some reason you haven't heard the original Eric Clapton song, make sure you get on that ASAP. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.